Okay, so this is breakfast and lunch because I have not had either yet. Long story short, getting his blood drawn was not an easy process. I went to the lab, it was not open. They told me to go to the hospital lab was not open. I ended up having to go 2 towns over to get his blood drawn because it was important that it get done. So this is a Sweet Earth breakfast sandwich, and this is the benevolent bacon, so it's not real bacon. This right here is a piece of real bacon, or half a piece, or a fourth of a piece. This alone is 11. I'm going to count this as 1, so 12 smart points, and then 0 for that. Back on track. Reduced Guilt Mac from Trader Joe's, Mandarin, and caramel protein with espresso. Okay, so again, please excuse my 40-year-old stupid stove, but since we all started this Doppio thing, I don't always have the energy, and obviously now I'm not going to have the luxury to leave the house every morning or whatever to get a Doppio from Starbucks. So this is how you make espresso on a stove. Is there's water in here up to this valve, then you put coffee, and then you screw this in and you heat it on medium heat. I'll show you in a little bit. Okay, sorry for the steam, but it is starting to work. And there's the espresso. And you don't want it to come out too fast, otherwise it's burning, not actually espressoing. But the only difference basically with this is you don't get like the crema look on the top. So, anyways, but it's just as dark and yummy as Starbucks. Okay, so in goes the espresso. Okay. I'm gonna have to decide how much I really want in there. Let that cool down for a minute, and then I'll put my protein in there, and then I will top it off with whatever I need to. Okay, so it actually ended up being right about enough. I added a few more ice cubes, but about the right color, and I put all of the Premier protein in there, so that's 2 smart points. Okay, so it's noon. This is one of these Sweet Earth sandwiches again. This is what it is. It's a farm stand, benevolent bacon, egg, cheddar, 20 grams of protein, fiber. It's 11 smart points for one. This is what's left of the drink that I showed earlier. That was 2 smart points, so 13 smart points for the day so far. And I take this. Yes, I'm in bed, sitting here. I just hung up all the, sorry if you hear the snoring dog, she's so noisy. I just hung up all the clothes that I don't dry around the room, so hopefully they dry soon. I really don't even remember if I told you guys in the last video what they said about my son. We went in for testing yesterday morning, which was a mess in itself because the hospital wouldn't draw his blood, which is so stupid. Had to go 2 towns over, got them to do it. The hospital called 3 hours later and told me that his platelet levels are at 54,000, which is good. That's what he had infused. I mean, it's not great, but it's good because you should have hundreds of thousands of those. I mean, obviously we don't know what he left the hospital with on Tuesday. His red blood cells have continued to slide, but his white blood cells really slid down, and they don't know why. So, they had a really hard time getting blood out of him. yesterday, so because, you know, he had an IV and they'd been taking blood out of the other arm. So they believe that they're going to put a PICC line in. I mean, I've had one of those. If you don't know what it is, Google it. Basically, they take a catheter and they stick it in through your arm, one of the veins in your arm, and then they feed it kind of into your heart area. I had one for a couple months when I was doing my transfusions and stuff, so I think it's a good thing. Then they can stop poking him, and it's just there. You just have to be careful when you bathe and stuff, but we can do that. He basically has no immune system with the amount of white blood cells that he has. So we've been told that we shouldn't go out and we shouldn't take him anywhere, except we did get permission to take him to the eye doctor because he has an appointment on Monday. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my mom maybe to watch him. And I don't even know if I want her to watch him because I think she's coming down with something on Monday, so I can go talk to the school and figure out what we're going to do for work since he can't return. And we don't know how long he's not going to be able to return for. We go up on Tuesday, and I'm really hoping we're going to be able to come back either Tuesday or Wednesday. But that all depends on what their tests that they run shows, and if they can do a PICC line, if they decide to do a PICC line, if they decide to start looking for bone marrow donors, and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's just not the most ideal situation. I went and purchased some fabric so I can make him some masks, just in case we do have to go out, which, like I said, we do have to go out on Monday and go get him to the eye doctor and possibly to the school, just the office area, not like anywhere else in the school. And he really hates the little or the ones that they have at the hospital, the kid ones, and I had only taken a couple of those because I really didn't think that we would be where we are today. So he really hates them, but I tried to bribe him with what, you know, fabrics that he might like Minions and Broncos and Star Wars giraffes. I think those were the ones that I got, so I'm going to try my hand at sewing those as soon as they get washed and dried, the fabrics. So again, I guess just keep us in your thoughts. I am not really focusing on exercise at this moment. Yes, I could get up and I could do a thing on the TV, but right now I just don't even have the energy because I wake up at like 3 o'clock and then I can't go to sleep for a couple hours, and then I wake up at 6 o'clock and it's just not, I'm exhausted, mentally, physically. I am exhausted. I am packing emergency bags for both myself and my son when we go on Tuesday, so if they do keep him, we're not up there with nothing. I'll include some food that I can eat. And jammies and stuff, because like I said, they didn't have jammies up there last time and they were so stiff and uncomfortable, so I want him to be as comfortable as he can be. Yep, so that's the update on that. The espresso thing that I showed you earlier works really well, and I got mine for like $10 at Home Goods. It takes a few minutes. I mean, like, obviously faster than a pressurized espresso machine, but I don't have any more counter space and I don't have any more electrical outlets, so this was the best case scenario for us. And sometimes, you know, obviously we don't want to get in the car early in the morning to go and get some espresso. So that worked. So I will show you what I eat for dinner. It's 2 o'clock. Showed you what I had for breakfast slash lunch. I have this big thing of water that I'm drinking. Trying to de-stress. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Yep, the non-exciting world of Trader Joe's reduced guilt mac and cheese 8 smart points, and I may have one of the veggie corn dogs that they have, and that's 5 smart points. So I've had 11 with my breakfast lunch, my breakfast slash lunch, brunch, I don't know, and the Premier Protein was 2, so 13, and then 8, and if I have 5, that'll be like 26. And then I'll have 4 left for the day.